Hey, my name is Chief, and I'm from Hawaii, but originally from East LA, and I've been able to accomplish a lot because of this man here. Welcome to this video.
You guys rock.
You guys rock.
Hey traders from around the world, what is going on? Today is most indefinitely Wednesday, spelled with an I. In fact, I just got off the phone with a local TD Ameritrade rep who gave me a call. Just had some questions, wanted to check in on me, but also congratulate me, which that's never happened before. First time it's ever happened, which I guess is a good thing. You know, not too bad overall. We got $31,000 P&L open on some positions, $1,500 for the day. Actually down on Tesla, but this is a put sale. So, you know, as ironic as that stands, that'll eventually be profitable, but it's going to take some time. It's very, very far away. It's the 175 put sale for January 2022. So it's a little far away. Let's talk about the broader market. SPY still crank city. The market is cruising for a bruising, and I love it. I mean, I don't know exactly where we're going to stop, but as I mentioned to everyone that would listen, I don't think or thought that the coronavirus would be an issue or a concern. I thought it'd be just a very quick blip, and I was right. It wasn't anything to really worry about or focus on. So a target on the Qs, I mean, we're vastly quickly approaching a Fibonacci extension of 2 from this wave back in December to April. And that'd be a big level, 236.62. Again, I'm just saying this is the worst case scenario from this point. We hit that and then have a pullback all the way back to 190, be like an 18% correction. That's worst case scenario. Otherwise, we just have something smaller and we continue just slowly dripping higher. The gentleman that was at the very beginning of the video, that's him right there. He got 1R on HubSpot today, so he's doing really well. Congratulations, Chief. There's just a lot of traders doing exceptional today, so I'm not going to go through Slack. Anyway, congratulations for all those who are making money. It's just a great time to be a trader. It's a great time to be a real-life trader, and it's just phenomenal, everything that is happening and that is occurring in the markets. Let's go look at some swing trades that a few traders are in, and I'll look at some stocks that requested. AVYA. A lot of traders are getting into this one. 1321 by 1170. Earnings just happened. High wave candle, a little bit of a hammer. Looks good, looks pretty. Excited to see that one bounce and continue up. Had a request for SunPower, SPWR. This was a beautiful gap on SunPower. And folks, this is absolutely one to continue watching. This is a gorgeous gap today on earnings. Perfect in every way. I really like the close. It's above a lot of moving averages. And today is Energy Wednesday in the afternoon room. So we're going to try to figure out how to get into SunPower on some kind of pullback. But right now, that one does look like a really, really pretty one based on volume and gap and location to keep your eyes on. Bullish. Next, let's see. What do we got? ROKU. So ROKU has earnings. Had a very nice gap today. A lot of traders snagging some cute little gains yesterday on ROKU with a very well-placed gap up yesterday afternoon. At this point, what most traders are doing at the real-life trading arena is they're selling some puts for March around the 95 level on ROKU. More or less stipulating that we don't want ROKU to gap down more than 30%, which I don't think is going to happen. So if ROKU gaps up, we're good. Doesn't gap at all, we're good. Or gaps down very small, we're good. And for those who are selling down there, they actually don't mind owning shares of ROKU. The 100 simple on a weekly is at $80, which would be a very good spot, I feel like, to buy some shares of ROKU. Speaking of gaps, Shopify is going berserk, and I did not short Shopify today, although I should have, and it actually makes sense to have done so. Most of this sell-off was towards the end of the day. So I missed all of this on Shopify, every bit. Didn't catch any of it. Again, should have shorted it. I thought about shorting it. I just got burned the last time I did it, and, I didn't really stress about it. So at this point, honestly, this is probably the top on Shopify for a few days and weeks, I would assume. Most likely we'll get something like this, and we'll just kind of hang out and start chilling a little bit on Shopify. It needs to slow down. It's going to slow down. This is probably the top for a bit. A lot of volume. Wait for some selling and for some pullbacks on the shop. Next on the list is TEVA. This was an official day trade that we placed that won small. Someone once told me that winning small is better than losing at all. And TEVA had a very nice gap and go above the wick of yesterday. And we pretty much played this one with a breakout on a 2 or 3 minute chart. So it depends on how you looked at it, but this was the 1 minute time frame on TEVA. So it was a good gap. It was a gap and go. You had a very small candle here, tweezer top right here. You'll notice 1334, 1334. So we got in at 1335 with a stop down there and wrote it up. This was the exact trade on TEVA. And yeah, exited for a small gain. It was a very small win, mostly because TEVA doesn't move that much. I thought it would move a lot more than normal, but you know, small win on TVA. Earnings came out, good gap. And at this point, start watching it. I do think it has room to easily this year, almost unquestionably hit the 100 simple on a weekly chart, which is 1540, and then slow down, chill out. And from there, who the heck knows, but that's almost a certainty. All right, Tesla, get ready for some movement at some point on Tesla, my friends. I drew this last week, and so far it's playing out perfectly on cue. In fact, this little dip that's happening per the drawing from February 5th is what we got the last 2 or 3 days. I'm really excited for Tesla to move in one direction or another. I don't know what direction, although I think it could pop up bullish for one more thrust higher. If it doesn't, I'm fine with that. Remember, my bullish position is at $175. If you're bad at math, that's almost $500 away. So Tesla, waiting for it to chop around, most likely have one more pop, and then we'll have a little bit more of a sell-off on TSLA. That's just what I'm looking forward to anyway. We'll see if that occurs or not, but it's going to be interesting either way. Watch it very closely. Tesla is going to be extremely fun in the next few days. Had a lot of traders reach out to me about LYFT, telling me that they hate the stock and that they think it's going to go lower. And I'm not necessarily disagreeing with them. This was a strong gap down, but I did want to wait until earnings because Uber gapped up on pretty bad earnings. And so I figured that LYFT, best case scenario, would gap down a little bit, which is pretty much what happened. So I do like the weekly chart. I do have a target of $67 for this year. And I think we're going to get there on LYFT. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So here's how I think we're going to end up playing LYFT. Is over the next 2 or 3 weeks, just kind of watch it bounce around into here, slowly accumulate a position, and then we'll look to see how we play it higher. I'm not aggressively playing LYFT. Again, if I pop over here, you'll see in this particular portfolio, I don't have any position on LYFT right now in this portfolio. So no trade on LYFT. I don't have any position on LYFT. I'm not in on LYFT at this exact moment in time, but you know, we'll see how it plays out and how it transpires. I'm just kind of interested to wait and find out what occurs. Going to get a little bit of time and be patient, but overall, looking at playing it bullish. Applied Optoelectronics. This is why the afternoon swing trading room is a must attend for anyone unless you hate money. Let me go to my recording from yesterday, and then I'll zoom into today's trading action. Applied Optoelectronics is working on forming a double bottom. Now, there are a few traders who know that earnings is around the corner. There's a few traders who are in some $15 call options from a weekly options newsletter all the way back, you know, over here somewhere. And those are pretty much worthless. So it's a lottery ticket over earnings if Applied Optoelectronics gaps up. But as far as a day trade, I'm going to put this on my list for tomorrow because if it gaps up above that morning star reversal, I'd kind of like it. So anyway, Applied Optoelectronics, we're going to see what's going to happen, and I'm interested to see if we bounce, right? We may or may not. I'm not sure. We have bounced off the 100 simple moving average before. We probably won't do it again since it's very rare that it's occurred, but we'll find out if Applied Optoelectronics does anything. So that was the analysis from yesterday. This is the 5-minute chart on Applied Optoelectronics, and look at that beauty. Gorgeous hammer candle, really nice move. I mean, that would have been how you played it right there. Gorgeous stuff, nice little pop. My fiance's uncle is in some shares of Applied Optoelectronics. There's a few other traders in some leaps on this one. They're buying some shares. Interested to see how this double bottom plays out, but also kind of interested to what happens on earnings on Friday on Applied Optoelectronics. And last but not least, this is a new IPO you want to keep your eyes on because it is streaking. Beam Therapeutics. In fact, let me go to, you guessed it, yesterday's afternoon swing trading room where I kind of gave some insight on what could happen on Beam. Next on the list, Beam Me Up Scotty, BEAM Therapeutics. Whew. Daily chart. Look at this fire. Random therapeutics company about to go bananas, I'm sure. Why would it not? Daily chart. Look at this fire. Random therapeutics company about to go bananas, I'm sure. Why would it not? Yep. Hourly chart. Oh, talk about being one day too late. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I would have liked to think I would have taken this trade bullish today. I'm saying that now because I'm looking at it. I would have liked to think I would have taken that trade. I'm relatively confident I would have. Yeah, we're gonna have to look at this over the next 2 or 3 days. I mean, ironically enough, can it continue higher? Sure. Is it going to continue higher? Don't know, but I'll be watching it. Trend looks nice. Volume looks nice. Things look good. Folks, all I can say is if you want help, assistance, and a phenomenal community, I can offer you that, and it's not pricey. It's not expensive. It's worth it. Get into the afternoon room. At least join Slack, be a part of the team, and let's all enrich lives together. You rock, and until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.